In that era to come, the age of reasoning that we've been told by our sages, we can anticipate humankind will finally learn the purpose for this amazing creation and how it can begin fulfilling its assignment and reaping the benefits not only of life but of the joys provided in life by acting upon your assignment and also fulfilling yourself and aiding others to become more fulfilled as well. That age of reasoning, the age of redemption, teaches you and me and others that there will be this very unique period of time when our source of life will be presenting the full story of man's creation, and you'll hear it from the mouth of our Creator, which would be an amazing experience. Good evening on this Friday, April the 24th. Welcome to Friends Freedom Fellowship Private Study Group. This group is appointed to introduce you to the third principle of life for effective living that is part of that initial eternal and spiritual life faith expressed by our source of life, who is the senior partner in life. This third principle of life directs our attention to ourselves as heaven's crowning achievement. And we've been assigned to rule over the land, air, and sea creations as duly representatives, appointed representatives of our source of life, who is not only our Father in heaven, but our senior partner in creating. We're encouraged to learn to effectively rule over our own animalistic nature as well. And we're encouraged by the utterances, statements, and expressions recorded as having been presented from our Creator, that we are to strive to bring our conduct and behavior into conforming with the will of heaven. And that will of heaven is recorded as having been expressed from the mouth of our Creator. As heaven's crowning achievement, the human creation, we're presented in the image and likeness of our source of being. Wait a minute. Don't get too far ahead of me. Our Creator is eternal and spiritual, not physical. But yet from our eternal and spiritual Creator, we came into existence with a body, a living soul placed within a husk, a flesh and blood uniform. Well, I actually call our bodies our school uniform because we're in the Academy of Life to teach us about life and how to appreciate it, how to share it, and how to use it to create a healthier self-image. So how are we said to have been created in the image and likeness of a Creator who has no image and likeness, physically speaking? I'm glad you asked. In His image and in His likeness means that we who possess the physical body but yet are living souls, we may emulate the essence, the spiritual and eternal essence of our source of life. We can use compassion. We can express forgiveness. We can be merciful. And we can also be very kind, which are the primary identifying markers of our Creator. We can also, at our level, as gods in the flesh, if you want to put it that way, we can create, generate, promote, produce, sustain, share, infuse, and refresh life at the physical level. We're emulating our eternal and spiritual Creator who's been doing this creating business forever. Here we get a chance in our little school uniforms, parading around on earth as living souls, copying, mimicking, and emulating the very essence of our Father in heaven. I think it's an incredible program. Absolutely incredible. And to realize that you and I have been given the final say on our perfection. See, we choose to go forward with growth and maturity, growth and development when we are ready to do it. And others cannot force us. Our Creator will never force us. Our Father in heaven will never force any of His divine sparks to do anything. You're here to learn. It's an incredible journey. Sensational experiences. And we're in charge. We've been granted free moral agency. Our Father in heaven isn't going to make us do anything. That's the reality of it. I realize in most of the divisive and competing groups out there, they've created gods in their own image who are ready to smack you upside the head if you don't do what the leader of that group tells you to do. And they get a little irate about that because they want to be in charge. Our Creator wants you to be in charge of yourself. That's the key. That's the primary function of this creation that we've been placed in. This is our academy of life. This is where we learn about life, learn how to appreciate life, learn how to share this precious gift of life. And we learn how to use it to create our own healthier self-image so we can be more productive and more beneficial, not only to those with whom we share this precious gift of life, but give great honor and credit to our Creator and our Father in heaven. The physical arena. I know what I'm saying is different. You're hearing all kinds of fear, anxiety, and guilt-related things back there in the world, but you're not going to hear that from me. You're going to hear from me exactly what was expressed from the mouth of our Creator. You were put in charge of this earth, land, air, and sea creation. You were put in charge of yourself to bring your behavior into conforming with that, what means something in life, that which produces life. That's the type of behavior and conduct we're encouraged to develop, and we get to develop it ourselves. Nobody's going to make us do anything. Some of us, it may take us a number of courses. Others may be smart and get it all done in 1 or 2 courses. Not me. I think I need quite a few myself. I'm still struggling with words I learned in the military. The physical arena is our academy of life or school of hard knocks. You will learn by what you suffer. You will learn to make choices. You will learn to make decisions. And when they don't work out, family, do them again. That's what it's all about. If it doesn't kill you, you make a decision that's going to mess you up or take you out, then there are fail-safe systems in place for that, but I'm not going to take the time this evening to talk about that. Revealing the spiritual or eternal core of our physical actions is achieved by what we're able to accomplish as representatives of our eternal and spiritual source of life. You see, the words of life began as spiritual instructions. They were translated into the physical stuff that we could connect to, see, and apply, and act upon. And so we learn to reverse engineer the physical things that we do so that at the core of every physical action and deed, there's that spiritual essence that was put in a physical form, but it originated from the mouth of our Creator as spiritual instructions. Is that really all that difficult to understand? We're also able to focus on life. using that eternal and spiritual energy of, listen up, love, to express compassion, forgiveness, mercy, and kindness. It's very unfortunate that the death cult material continues to reign supreme. Our source of life has provided a process whereby we may demonstrate with heart, soul, and might. Might for us in the physical is our resources. And no, I'm not trying to con you out of your resources. I've explained many times what your resources are to be used for, beginning with your family. And then if you have an increase, that 10% of your increase has already been designated for widows, orphans, and strangers who may pop in on your community now and then and need a little temporary assist. But anyway, our source of life has provided a process whereby we may demonstrate with heart, soul, and might our resources, our desire to enter that next phase of life. Life is certainly a free gift. I'm not saying you have to buy it or purchase it. It's free. But you do have to choose it. You know, there's a difference. But one must learn to reach out and accept that next level of life and say, I want it, and follow the process for entering into that life. It requires that you appreciate life, number one. Your willingness to get along with others, respect for others, and self-respect. That's what we're talking about, family. That process begins with how well we generate a more meaningful association with others and how effective we are in creating a healthier self-image. Now, when you feel better about yourself, you're able to feel better about others. And when we as a team get along with each other, that's how we demonstrate to our Creator with heart, soul, and might that this life business is pretty good. Since man has been effective in creating his own gods in man's image and in man's likeness, it is all but impossible in our era for me to even begin encouraging my brothers and sisters to disengage from the political religious bunkers, political religious moat-protected regions, or political religious walled communities that have locked them down to the service of some pretty creepy gods generated by men. Some may not accept it, but each political religious movement led by a control freak with fearmongers, ego-driven and self-appointed scholar gentry, there's a God that is presented in the image and likeness of the ones who created these divisions and competing political religious movements. These divisive and competing movements are, listen up, businesses. Our Father, as creator of all life, is life-oriented and has provided amazing and incredible life-producing instructions for you and me as his crowning achievement. We're to encourage each other to listen to our Father. Listen to what he told us to do. Some have identified our position on earth as gods in the flesh, physical gods in the flesh, because of our unique ability to emulate the eternal and spiritual essence of our senior partner in life, who is the creator of all life. Is this still confusing for you? As I've said many times, if my material gets too confusing for you, walk away. I'm not supposed to offend you. I'm supposed to answer your questions and to present things to you from where you are growing and from where you are developing right where you are. It's not my job to change you or to rip you up out of your fellowship and tell you I've got all the hot, skinny, because I do not. I'm learning. I'm learning that man has been a great, effective manipulator of his fellow man, and that really disturbs me. When someone tries to convince me that we all serve the same God, I say somebody's not seeing what I'm seeing, because within every single religious movement, political religious movement, and the various movements or denominations within them, there's a different God. I know we're in my home state, whenever somebody gets upset with somebody in a particular faith-based community, they get up, move out, and start their own and change the name. Yeah. It's pretty common practice, because he's discovered what he thinks is what God wants him to do. Well, as I've said, we're very creative about creating and developing a God in our own image. That's called the pride of life, and they can get us in trouble. The creator of life is amazing, incredible. Our creator of life is our friend. He is not our enemy. He is not trying to play with us. He gave us an assignment, told us to take care of your family, get out there, be a good person in your community, help out where you can. If you have any excess funds, if you have an increase in funds, use 10% of it to help widows, orphans, and that stranger who comes in and needs a little help while he's visiting in your community. But it begins to focus on your family. Honor your mother and your father. That begins it. Of course, the first 4 commandments direct our attention as utterances, statements, and expressions. Direct our attention to our Creator. But we actually fulfill with heart, soul, and might when we fulfill the other one. When we truly honor and respect our parents, take care of ourselves, and take care of our family and community with the other utterances. I use utterances, statements, and expressions because the word commandment is not the proper translation. It should have been your duty or duties if you want to grow. These are life-generating duties. And if you don't do them, it doesn't generate life. You see, when you care for someone, you love your neighbor as yourself, you're actually part of a regenerative process. You're generating life, and you're producing life at the physical level. When you avoid taking from others that which doesn't belong to you, you're creating life. You're infusing life by your action. And at the core of that action is a spiritual instruction. Not a commandment. Instruction. Divine instruction. I've carried on much too long. Let me shut up for the night. Thank you for stopping by. You are heaven's crowning achievement. You have the ability to make this world a better place in which to live. So quit messing around and get busy doing it. Start with your family. Don't neglect your family to go out and do stuff for other people. That's not how the system was set up. You will infuse your family with life first. Perfect that. And then you have this excess in time or excess in funds. Then you go out and take care of the local business. That's what we're all about. Let me know what you think about the videos and the written material I provide every day for you. It's for you to help you get a nice foundation from where you've been placed, from where you can grow by getting involved more with the life focus, and the life faith can be implemented anywhere. There's no political religious movement out there that cannot help you connect with life. But you have to choose the life part and separate from that which drains you of life. Be well, be blessed. Stop in again tomorrow evening. We'll talk about the seasons of our Creator, beginning with the memorial of creation, which is a celebration of your creation.